Oh, I just got back from seeing The Last Jedi. It happens to be 11 o'clock, so I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible. And yeah, there happened to be The Last Jedi poster right behind me, and I'm actually covering up Deadpool. But other than that, yeah, I just saw it. But I'm going to try to make this review as quick and as painless as possible, but I guarantee nothing. When it comes to The Last Jedi, there's a lot of things that really did irk me, and then there were some things that were very entertaining. The one thing I could say was that the environments are absolutely amazing. The ships are stunning, absolutely like jaw-dropping. And it really does showcase the power that the First Order has and how strong they are. And honestly, when it comes to the characters, when it comes to like how dire things are, they show you that. You feel that 100%. And the one thing, the character that I love the most definitely was Luke. Because Luke looked like he was just war beaten, like completely broken. From everything he has gone through the original saga, it shows 100%. And I love Luke for it. I really do. And Poe Dameron and Rey they just shined, like completely shined. And Kylo Ren, besides the fact that he's a really attractive man to look at, I will say that he has an amazing story arc here. Now, besides those three characters, and also besides the actual spectacle and how much I absolutely love the effects, and also I love the environments and everything around when we actually were able to see it, and they were absolutely stunning, there were a lot of points that really did bother me. Number one, y'all know I can't stand Finn. I would have gave Finn a pass, 100% pass, if he was able to at least be useful in this. I'm not gonna lie. There were some points in this movie where Finn was actually very useful and actually did come in handy. But then majority of the movie, oh my gosh, it was like watching Jar Jar Binks for an hour. That's how much I felt tortured having Finn on my screen. I really don't like him at all. And there was a point to where I'm like, you know what? He could be pretty cool. And then all of a sudden he just does something stupid and I'm like, done. Seriously. His story arc between him and Rose, that's something that can be left out. Like seriously, you can literally cut out that entire story arc and it would mean nothing to the movie. Now everyone keeps saying, I've seen so many reviews saying that what Finn and Rose did actually led up to this. It didn't. It was a mistake. It was a happy mistake. That's all it was. A happy mistake to make them feel like that they had meaning, and they didn't. That big fight that we saw in the trailer between him and Captain Phasma. Oh gosh, don't get me started on that. Don't get me started on that. The villains were disappointing. The major villains were disappointing. Kylo Ren will always impress me because he has a massive amount of potential to be the next Darth Vader. And honestly, I have no beef with him at all. But I do have beef with Snoke, and I have beef with Captain Phasma. Those two, oh boy! If I had an opportunity to rant, I would, and it would be long. It would be long and mean if I had to rant about those two. But other than that, I'll just say that the villains really did disappoint me here. Really did. And what they did towards the end was very disappointing because it felt like it was way too early in the game. If you see this movie, you know what I'm talking about. It was way too early in the game for them to execute that. Seriously. They should have waited. That's just my opinion. And honestly, man, I have to say that they really did kind of impress me when it comes to the Force. Like, there were a lot of things about the Force that I thought that they could actually do this and that, but I had no idea you can do so much more. And they showed us in this movie that they can do so much more. But we didn't really find much out about Rey. Excuse me, I drank so much soda. But that was the only thing that kind of bothered me too. You didn't really find much out about Rey. I wish I did, but I didn't really find out much. And we probably won't find that out until episode 9. But I will say that everything that Luke said in the movie to Rey about the Jedi was 100% true. It was everything that every fan has thought of. And especially for those that watched the prequels and saw Obi-Wan pretty much make this descent. We all thought the same thing. And he was 100% right. 100%. And I'm like, finally somebody said it. But overall, guys, I'm just going to say this. Well, before I completely close it out, I will say this. This movie's long. It feels very, very long. Way too long. It was a drag. The first hour was a really heavy drag. And there was a lot of scenes that could have been cut out to make it shorter and make it feel a little bit more relevant and have more weight to it. But it just felt like a drag in some parts, and it was hard for me to get through. But my overall thoughts is this. Going as a complete blank. If you go and watching a review first like I did, it may or may not sway how you feel about this movie. Most of the reviewers that have done this and seen this early has to see it twice in order to have a really firm rating. But for me personally, I'm fine with seeing it one time. And if I actually did give it a letter rating, I would give it a C, straight